You want to start, Roger?
Yep. Welcome to Ask Me Anything, starring Kevin.
And Roger and
Here's
Tony and anybody
here's
else?
Kevin.
How's everybody doing this week? Anybody have any questions?
Well, I got a
I do
general
have a
comment.
question about email. I've
Okay,
got
who said that?
Go ahead.
Logan. I've
Go ahead.
got my wife's computer is POP, and I'm thinking of switching it to IMAP because it keeps reloading uh, emails on other computers. When I check her email on one of the other computers in the house, it stops downloading tons of stuff. And my understanding is that if I change her system to POP or to IMAP, that goes away. Is that correct?
Yes and no. It'll still download stuff that's in the inbox. It just won't mark it as new email.
Okay. Now the problem
Um,
or the concern is if I switch from POP to IMAP, am I going to basically erase everything that's on her email?
well, does she save a lot of emails?
Yeah,
So what you're going to do is you're going to make activate the IMAP. Okay, so you're going to change something in the pop settings so that it's not online.
yeah,
Create your IMAP account, and then any of her saved folders that are on her computer that are under on my Mac,
yeah.
you move those up under the IMAP into the IMAP account, and then they'll sync across devices.
Okay, so let me see if I understand this. So I'm basically setting up a second email account and calling it
Yes,
IMAP, and then somehow I can drag all those folders up into the new email account.
yes, but you only want to do them one at a time because it will take a while to move them depending on your internet speed and stuff like that.
Okay.
Who does she has? It still has Pop.
Uh, Comcast.
Okay, well, if she has Pop with Comcast, they changed a couple of years ago, and they're changing again.
Okay.
So within the next 90 to 120 days, Comcast will be part of Yahoo. We'll be using Yahoo Mail.
Yeah.
And that's a whole different ball game with setting everything up.
Okay.
Once you get everything up to IMAP, when
Yeah.
they make the move to Yahoo, Comcast will do that in the background. So anything that you have in your IMAP folders will move
Yeah.
over to Yahoo Mail with
Okay.
no problem.
All right. And then after I make this move to IMAP, I can delete the POP count.
What I normally tell people, just make it inactive and
Okay.
leave it there just for a while to make sure that everything got transferred over.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
What? I've been wondering, so somebody, anybody else has seen it lately? Anytime somebody calls me on FaceTime, it drops pretty quick on my phone. It's in there, and then the next minute it's gone.
I don't have any problems with FaceTime. I have problems with regular cellular, but
Are you running any call monitoring software?
No, not that I know of.
Tommy, do you know if you have Wi-Fi calling turned on your phone?
Yes, yes. How do I turn that
that
off?
shouldn't affect FaceTime at all. FaceTime Wi-Fi calling is only if your cellular is weak, but shouldn't affect FaceTime. Um, Tom, when was the last time you restarted your phone?
Huh, good question.
That's the first thing I would try if you're having FaceTime issues on the phone. Restart it and see if that resolves it.
Okay, do that right away. See, that's why I came here.
You know, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get something else done at the same time here, but Continue.
I do have another question. I've been using Perplexity, and it seems like it's really getting slow, and I get a spinning beach ball an awful lot, and I end up having to do force quit because it just locks up and doesn't do anything.
On what Mac?
An iMac, a 2017 iMac, so it's old.
And do you have a solid state drive or a spinning drive in there?
It's spinning.
That's why.
Okay.
Basically, what happened is with the 2017s that have spinning drives, you have a 5400 RPM drive in there. APFS is not made for those drives.
Okay.
So,
I think they call it a fusion drive. It's something.
yeah, but a Fusion is still spinning. So what happens is you have
Yeah.
100, either 32 or 64 gigs of SSD on a card,
Yeah.
and it uses part of that in your operating system, but it's still a spinning drive in there.
All right.
So the nice thing about the 2017s that I love is they have Thunderbolt 3 on there.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and a matter of fact, what I'm setting up is for somebody for tomorrow, get one of these. That's called the SanDisk Pro G40.
Yeah.
Um, it'll run at 2500 megabits per second
All
on
right.
that Thunderbolt port. Replace your drive with an external.
Yeah.
And then when you boot your machine, it'll take 20, 30 seconds to boot.
Wow.
When you launch an application, if you blink, it's already running.
Okay. Now, with respect to Perplexity, I can just use my iPad, right?
You could use your iPad for
Okay.
Perplexity. Are you using Perplexity Pro or just the regular?
The Pro, you gave us a heads up on how to sign up for that free for a year.
Yep. If you still have your code, what I recommend
Yeah.
doing is, since that year is almost up,
Yeah.
it has to be used by the 28th of this month. If you still have your code, use
Yeah.
it on another email address.
Okay.
And then if you use it on a second email address, it'll extend 1 year from the day you set up that email address.
Great. Okay. Good to
So
know.
but if you do it after the 28th, I think, or that code is no longer active.
Okay. Good. I knew it was coming up. Thanks.
What I would like to know is who is logged in as iPhone.
I have no idea, but it's facing up.
Mr. iPhone has left the iPhone. I'm sure he'll be back. I have that same question.
Elvis is no longer in the building.
Hello, iPhone. Who are
Hey,
you?
I have a question. This is me. This is Mark Yarnish.
Hey, Mark, you might want to change the name on your settings.
Okay, I've never done this on the phone. I usually use it at home. I'm away right now, but I have a quick question.
Yes.
What printer are you recommending these days? I need to get
Still,
a
still
laser.
brother laser printer, black and whites.
Brother laser.
Imagine being able to build anything.
And is there any particular model, or is it just going to be the laser black and white?
Well, I don't know the current models, but the way I look at it, anything that has a network connection on it, I like getting one that has Ethernet, so I could just plug it into a router or into my network, and it just works.
Okay. Thanks.
Personal preference.
Yep. Thanks, Kevin.
I got a
And
question.
go ahead.
My daughter just picked up, she renovates houses, and the last house she did, they left an Apple computer. I think it's a G4. It's a a globe with a screen. It's got the keyboard, it's got the mouse, doesn't have a power cord. What can I do with it? I'll go on eBay and get a cord.
Nothing.
Just
It'll run 10 point, not even 10 point, not even 10.
yeah,
It's Tiger 10.2 or something like that. It's old.
yeah.
It's the old iMac from 2001,
Way
I'm
back.
thinking.
I just didn't want her to throw it in the trash, so I told her I'd take it home.
Yeah, they call that thing the lamp iMac.
Oh, the lamp. Yeah.
The makeup mirror.
Well, She lives in a shipping container there in Aravaca in the desert. I don't think she needs a makeup mirror. But I thought I'd just play with it for something.
To make it useful at all, it needs to be disconnected from the Apple account of whoever owned it last. You know, that's Joe Sixpack. It's Joe Six to Apple. That's Joe Sixpack's Mac until Joe Sixpack says it's no longer part of my stuff. So,
And you need a
really
password to
isn't.
do that.
Actually, you don't on those old machines because of the old operating systems. You just need to find a bootable installer, the CDs that came with it. And then you wipe the drive and install it, and it wipes out the Apple ID.
Yeah. It's probably
So,
more than I want to get involved in.
One of the original discs that came with it was a system disc that you could boot
right.
the half of basketball with and
Gotcha.
use the disk utility function on it to erase the disk and install the software again.
Yeah.
That way there will be nothing that belongs to her on it anymore.
Yeah.
And you can donate it to the church or whatever you want to for people to play with it and so forth.
Yeah. Well, I just left the basic unit, the keyboard, and the mouse in this vacant house. Thank you.
Yeah, and personally, I would just find a hole in the desert and bury it.
That's what Apple did with their Apple IIIs.
I'm not sure I want to carry that heavy thing out into the desert.
What I would do is take it to Keeper of the Grumper and recycle it.
Well, that's where I took my other machines.
Yeah. I have a question. My wife, as you all know, has departed this world, and I'm trying to do some cleanups. I have given away my iPhone to a TMUG member, and it appears to be working just fine with that member. But when I go to her Apple ID account, it tells me that she had turned on theft protection. When I got rid of all of her information, on her phone, I just used the Apple delete everything option. However, it did not delete the theft protection. So I cannot delete her Apple ID account because it says in order to do this, I have to get onto her phone with her ID and her password and her internet address, none of which exists anymore, and make probably a 1 or 2 bit change. Anybody have any thoughts, or am I going to live with this?
The person that has the phone now, are they signed into their own Apple ID on the phone?
I believe so. Kurt, are you here? Okay, Kurt has the phone.
Okay, well, if he signed in, and that could be the one I helped him with last week, chances are all you need to do is log into appleid.apple.com, go under devices and click on remove device. And it'll remove it from your.
Oh, hold on. Who does this? Is it me or Kurt?
You would do it if Kurt has it already set up for his wife.
I do. I do.
Okay, and Kurt is her Apple ID signed in with no problem. I take it from.
Correct. Well, hello.
Oh, yeah. Not sure what that was, Chris. Anyway, Kurt, if she's good there, Jerry, then all you need to do is sign on your wife's Apple ID and just remove it from her account.
It won't let me.
What does it say?
It says something like this phone is not, oh, it's registered under theft protection. It has theft protection turned on. And
Well, theft protection is part of Apple Care. There's Find My, which may be enabled.
yeah,
But Kurt wouldn't have been able to set the phone up if Find My was still turned on.
I had to take it into AT&T twice because, well, first of all, it was still a consumer cellular SIM in it from Jerry. And so Jerry removed that. So then I went back to AT&T and they were able to get it connected and everything is just fine now. It's over
at your end, Kurt, but at my end, I cannot delete Diana's Apple ID because it tells me that the phone still has theft protection turned on. I believe that's a bug in the Apple software, but
I think so.
Well, if it actually says theft protection, that's Apple Care with theft protection. So you may want to unsubscribe from Apple Care. So it'll be once you log in there, if you go under your subscriptions, it'll say if the phone has Apple Care on it, just disable Apple Care or turn it off.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to delete it because theft protection is different than Find My.
Yeah,
Find My would stop Kurt from doing anything with the phone.
Right. I understand. Now, I went to my ISP for that phone, which is the cheap one. I can't remember. Anyway, they have real good customer service. And the woman there said, "Oh, you still have Apple Care turned on for this phone." And she said, "I'm going to turn it off." And she did. And I got an email that said, "Apple Care has been turned off for that phone." And I received that email on Diana's old email address. So it looked like it should have worked just fine. However, when I sign on to appleid.com for Diana's account, it tells me, and I click remove this device, it tells me it can't do it because theft protection is still on. Do you think it just...
Well, yeah, there's several things that happens here. Number one is that when you cancel Apple Care, if you were paying for it month by month and you canceled it, it's still active until the end of the period.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So in other words, if it expires on, say, the 30th, after the 31st, you can go in and do that. But if it expires on the 2nd, you have to wait until next month on the 2nd.
All right. That's probably what's going on. I figured somebody would have a words of wisdom. Thank you, Kevin. I'll just wait it out and see what happens.
Anybody else have any questions? Lee.
Yeah, I purchased. Hi, how are you all? I purchased a digital ticket to MaxStock, and I wondered when and how I should be able to get access to the digital version.
Roger, do you have any idea on that? You guys do that, or Bob?
30 to 60 days after MaxStock. Roger did all the recording for MaxStock, and now Mike Potter needs to go through and make it into segments that are ready for the digital pass. I presume that you will get if you bought it and signed up with your email address, that Mike will send you an email saying, "It's now ready. Here's where you click here to see the digital pass.
I did too, and I haven't been notified yet, but that it's ready.
Yeah, I think it'll come through when it's ready.
Right.
Mike has lots to do, and he's gonna, I'm sure he's doing this on a time available basis, and he'll have it done for everybody then. We have more MacStock news coming up, including some MacStock presenters who will be presenting to us through the next several months. Any other questions for Kevin or any of us or something like that?
Dave?
Unmute, David.
Yeah, there we go. No, this is a little bit related. There is actually one little Apple II computer in it. Kevin, you might be interested because you seem to show more interest in the artificial intelligence world. John, and I forget I forget his last name. He goes by Dr. Know-It-All on YouTube.
Good video.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I watched half of it last night.
Excellent. Okay. I put it up in the chat there also, and I shared it on Talk at the club site there. But I figured you would enjoy it, and maybe some of the other folks.
Dave, you froze. I guess his internet did go out. And at the worst possible timing.
Of course.
Suppose.
Your refrigerator is not going to quit working until the power goes out and it's a really hot day.
And you've got guests coming.
Yeah, and you've got guests coming.
We lost a refrigerator a couple of years ago the night before a party.
Oh, God.
Of course. Well, I put a link to an Epson, not an Epson printer, stupid. It's a Brother printer, one of the smaller size Brother printers, into the show notes. It's monochrome, no Ethernet, but it's $134. It is 32 pages per minute with duplex printing. And even if it is not Ethernet, you can share it through your Mac to your other devices. But obviously, then the Mac needs to be on all the time.
Yeah, that's a 2400. They sell a 2450, which is Wi-Fi and USB for the same exact price.
Then get that one.
And for about $20 more, you could get $20 or $30 more is the 2460. I have a 2470 here or something like that. But
I've got a 2350.
Yeah.
And it works fine. USB shared over the net and duplex, and actually it's wireless as well.
Yeah, the difference is one of them will be it's the 2400D, then it's the 2450W, then I think it's the 2460DW, or DWN, which means wireless and networkable. But yeah, that's the line of printers that are excellent, Bob.
Another thing that is an option on those printers is whether you can use their scanner or not and have it download to your machine.
That one doesn't have a scanner, Jerry. It's printer only.
But it does. In other words, okay. All right, never mind. I always buy the one with the scanner because I haven't learned how to do the scans through my iPhone yet.
That's something you should look up on YouTube and learn how to do that, because when you scan through your iPhone, it corrects for tilt, it fills the page, it does OCR, and it does all that like pretty much automatically. Does a very good job.
Okay. So
you want a 30-second instruction on how to do that, Jerry?
Yeah.
Okay. Move your mouse over to an area on your desktop that does not have anything.
I'm sorry?
Move your mouse over on your desktop to an area that does not have any folders or anything so you could click on your desktop.
Right.
Right click on your desktop.
Control click.
Control click. Hold on a second. My stuff is off, but there should be an option in there to scan to or scan from iPhone.
It says import from iPhone.
Import from iPhone.
I do not.
Take photos,
Oh,
scan
yes, I
documents.
do, right at the end.
Yeah. Then you'll set it to scan a document. You move your iPhone over above the document. You don't even have to touch a button. Once it has it fully in view, it'll automatically take a picture, adjust it, and move it onto your desktop.
Wow. I never knew that was there.
No, I didn't either.
You guys are going to make a believer out of me. Okay.
30
Say
seconds on how to
hallelujah.
scan a document.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate
Bluetooth
it.
does need to be on your phone though. for it
In
to
the
work.
most current Mac
All
Geek
right,
Gab, they had somebody who said he was doing that to scan a 40-page book, and for reasons he didn't understand, it did 24 and then stopped, and then he did the other 16 or whatever it was. He put them together in whatever PDF program he was working with later. But if you're scanning a bunch of stuff and it stops after 24, it ain't you. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Well, Kevin, I'm back, but that's the reason I'm getting the new modem, because this thing just drops out, boom, and they finally came back. But anyhow, hope
Another thing that Dave that you can do is if your airport, you said you have an Airport Extreme.
correct.
Okay, so one of the things that you could do is you could put your Cox modem in what's called bridge mode, and then plug your Airport Extreme into it, and it'll basically have the Cox thing work just like a modem only instead of a gateway.
No, I think that's what I'm already doing. I have a modem I purchased myself,
Right.
and so there is a Ethernet connector between the cable modem and my.
You're right, but normally if you set this up, normally you would take your Airport Extreme out of the equation. But if you want to use that for your networking, what you do is you take the modem, you put it in bridge mode. Bridge mode changes from a gateway to a modem only. So Wi-Fi doesn't work on the gateway, and then you plug that into your airport, and then your airport will distribute your Wi-Fi the same way it does now.
Well, I don't know how to do that on the modem I have. I have a surfboard.
Well, no, you don't do that on the modem that you have. You would do that on the Cox modem that you're getting. So in the setup, when you finally get to the setup, it'll ask you how you want to set it up. You want to turn it into what's known as bridge mode. There should be an option there. If there's not an option, you could call Cox and they could send the signal to turn bridge mode on.
Okay, and then what I would do is
you would plug your Airport Extreme into that box, and that box acts as a modem only.
Oh yeah, I saw that in the YouTube that you can select. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it's the modem that's the problem or it's just crappy lines out here from Cox. But like I say, my daughter, she has the panoramic Wi-Fi on our cable, but she's on as a roommate, and hers doesn't have the problems that I'm having. So
it's probably because your modem is old. It's probably like a 6141 or something like that.
I thought it was reasonably new. It's 2 or 3 years old, maybe 4 years old. So I don't think it's the latest and greatest, but it's been working fine. It works fine when I'm connected, but this intermittent, it's gotten worse. I mean, I've talked to Cox and they go, well, there's nothing that we see at this end. You do the unplug, do this test, do that. I used to have a landline on Cox, and they took that out, but they left a 3-to-1 splitter in there. And so today I said, well, I'm going to put a 2-to-1 splitter in there and see if I get a little stronger signal. And
Yeah.
put that in there, and it seemed to be working okay until just now it went down again. And it takes several tries for it to hook back up. But it's just the internet side of it. The TVs all work fine on the cable. So I'm
That could be a modem
thinking it's
going
a
bad.
handshake or something that must be going on between the cable modem and Cox that says, "Oh, I don't think I see you anymore," or whatever. That's what my guess is right now.
I would guess the same thing. It's something
Okay,
with the modem.
yeah. Well, we'll find out tomorrow. I guess it'll be another day in adventure. But sorry about dropping out in the middle of that origins of AI is really, really interesting, and I'm waiting for part two to come out to see what else he has to add to it. But and Jerry, you, Dr. Jerry, might be interested in the history there. It goes back a lot farther than Turing. It goes all the way back to ancient Greece. And the link is in the chat thing there. If anybody's interested, just click on that and it'll take you right to his YouTube video. It's a good hour of listening to him. He does a really good job. John is a
Yes.
John is a really clever guy, and not only is he, I follow him mainly for Tesla, but he's really big into AI and robotics and that. So
Anybody else have any questions, comments, or goodies? Lee?
Yeah, I have one more question. On my iPhone, I will periodically make calls, and I'll get a message from Verizon Wireless that says that the call can't be completed. Now the as dialed. Now, if I ask the S lady to make the call from which is from my contacts, it goes through no problem. Is there a setting that I've got in the iPhone that's causing that, or is that something with Verizon?
Could be something as simple as you not having the area code listed in your contacts.
I've checked it. The area code is listed properly.
Okay. That should be the only reason it doesn't go through.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I can, if I ordinarily, what I should be able to do is just, click on it or touch it with my finger on the iPhone, and it should go directly through. I also have it in my favorites list, and I will try to make the call through that. I can't make the call through that to my wife's iPhone. But if I ask the S lady to do it, there's no problem. It'll go right through.
double check if you may have it where you have one spot where it's without the area code and another spot where it is the area code.
Okay, I'll try it. I'll
Um,
look.
and if worse comes to worse, I wrote an app or Apple script years ago that'll go through your contact and add your local area code to any contacts that it's missing. Because prior to 2 years ago, we didn't need it. And once we needed it here, a lot of people would have hundreds of contacts with no area codes in there.
Where would it be if I only have? I thought I had only set it up.
Lee, you're breaking
Where
up for
would
some
an
reason.
alternate place be where it would be might be entered without?
Well, you can use the contacts. Type
Other
in the
than contacts,
last.
might that be located?
It would be in contacts, but what you do in the search field in contact, type in the last four of her phone number. See if it might come up in more than one place.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
I have a comment or a suggestion. Whenever we get to this point in the meeting, I go, God, I had about 4 questions for the Ask Me Anything section, and I can't think of one of them. So, my comment is write them down. You use a piece of paper, you could use notes, You could use a post-it note. You could write them on your arm, but as during the month, you can write the stuff down, and that way you can have the questions ready when we have Kevin here to deliver the answers from on high.
Good advice, but it doesn't work for me. I lose my
Did come up
notes.
with another question. This one relates to photos and duplicate photos. When you go through the duplicate photos and it shows me the photos that you've got, and you can, okay, I want to delete these. So I just end up with one. What happens to the ones that I've deleted? I mean, am I throwing stuff away that I don't want to throw away? Maybe I've got the same photo in more than one album. And
It wouldn't go through albums. It's in your library. What it does, it removes the duplicates over to your recently deleted for 30 days.
Yeah.
What you have to be careful of whenever you do that, you want to make sure that you're selecting the photo that is the largest physical size.
Yeah. Okay.
I cleaned my phone that way a couple of years ago, and it deleted so many of the originals and kept snapshots.
Okay.
And so I lost a lot of photos. Thank God, when I go out do photography stuff, I use real cameras, not my phone. So it didn't matter much. But you got to be very careful when you do that.
All right. Thanks again.
And please understand that if you import a photo into any album, it's also in the library. You can take one photo and you can put it in 4 different albums. One for family, one for weddings, one for business associates.
Yeah.
If it's
Understand,
appropriate to
I
put
do
that
have
photo
that.
in all those albums, it's in all those albums. If you delete it from the family album, it's still in the other albums and it's still in the library.
Okay.
To get rid of all of it, to get rid of Aunt Betty from that horrible wedding, you need to delete Aunt Betty from the library.
Okay.
And there's also another trick that Roger asked me about that I was surprised that a lot of people didn't know. And this goes back to Mobile Me days when Apple came out with the online photo library. If you have a shared album, it does not count against your storage space. So you could have a terabyte of photos in shared albums and only have 200 megabytes of storage. And it just won't count against it. What you do is you create a shared album, share it with a friend or a family member, move your stuff from your library to there, then you can delete it out of your library. It's still in the cloud, but it's not taking up any of your iCloud data, which is nice.
Yeah, I always figured that if I have a shared album with my sister and 3 cousins, it's counted against the storage capacity for all 4 of us.
No,
And
not any of you.
Yeah, so that's a big benefit, I think.
Yeah.
We're going to have an iPhoto demonstration later in the year. I think it might be January, but we'll talk more about that as it gets closer. And that'll be Allison Sheridan from the NosillaCast, who has spoken to us a couple of times in the past.
Mhm.
She's coming back to share her presentation on iPhotos on Mac. Pretty much all this stuff you can also do on your phone or on your iPad, but this was Mac stock, not iPhone stock.
Cool.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Another tip, something that I've been using for years. Has anybody ever heard of App Advice?
No.
Every single day, Developers put apps in the App Store down for free for 24 hours. App Advice is an app that you can get in the App Store. It's called Apps Gone Free and Daily Tips is the name of it. But if you type in App Advice, you will get it. I check it every morning. Apps that sometimes are $100 for a subscription, for a lifetime subscription, become free.
Wow.
And I've gotten some decent apps out of it over the years.
Gotta check that out.
AppAdvice.com.
Well, it's either a website or you just go into the App Store on your iPhone and type App Advice, one word. And it'll bring it up in the App Store.
Thank you. That's a very useful tip.
So it looks like the transcription says app advice, as in application advice. Is that it, Kevin?
Yeah, it's AppAdvice.com.
Okay. At first I was thinking acid bites.
Right.
Oh.
What the hell is he talking about? That doesn't sound
That
right.
could be.
And it was my head. It wasn't you, Kevin. It was me.
Oh, I'm on so many drugs right now. It could be me.
Cool, dude.
Yeah, well, I spent long story, but yeah, I messed up my knee and I'm on painkillers for another week at least. So,
Anybody else?
How does one get into Dropbox other than through the Finder? On the Finder, on my Finder anyway, I've got Dropbox on the favorites on the sidebar.
you can also get through it from the menu bar. There should be a Dropbox application up there if it's running.
Or you can always go to Dropbox.com in a browser.
Somehow I have stuff in Dropbox and I can't find my password.
You go to Dropbox.com and reset it.
Yeah. I have a question. I'm having trouble with my printer. I can print off my main computer, but my laptop in the other room, I've lost the connection. I can't print from the other room. And what am I doing wrong?
Did you restart your printer?
Yeah, I've restarted the printer, erased everything that was on there and started over. I can still print off the iMac, but I can't print from the other room anymore. And I used to be able to do that. I must have done something that.
Is it directly connected to your iMac?
What's that?
Is it directly connected via USB to your iMac?
Yes.
Okay. Have you set up printer sharing?
No.
And I think that might be where you need to go take a look.
Where do I find printing sharing? Is that in the?
It's in the sharing part of system preferences.
Okay. All right.
And Tom, you're trying to print from a phone or from another Mac?
From another Mac, a Mac Pro.
Okay, then printer sharing will work.
Okay. Thank you.
You just buy another printer.
No, that's not an option.
Bob's trying to sell his.
Anybody else got any questions?
So as soon as we finish, then I'll think of one.
They could always email me, Kurt.
That's the way it works, isn't it?
I'm just hoping this internet of mine will not crap out again in the middle of the meeting, but This is, I think, about the seventh time today. This thing is just got a mind of its own.
Yeah, mine did that once when the time that Marty Jensen was demoing the Vision Pro, if you remember back then.
Yeah.
The one thing I really wanted to see that day, and right as he was starting, my computer crashed.
Yeah.
Did you watch the video?
Of course.
Good.
And then I emailed Marty, asked him some questions.
Good.
And he's good about that.
Speaking of Marty, Marty has a podcast that you might be interested in watching or listening, and it's called The Old Mac Gang, or OMG. And there's a couple of us here that take part in that, Chris Wesselman and myself. Of course, that's myself when I don't have T-Mug business going, which is at least
and
once a
Gary.
month.
Bob, you want to hear something totally crazy? I have never, ever, ever listened to a podcast.
Me either.
Do you watch them on video then? Or?
Nope.
Not driving you do.
A technology that I never got into.
I suggest Overcast. That's my podcatcher of choice.
God, I remember you demoing that during meetings.
Hello, Bob. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, Debbie.
I
Debbie.
see that you have provided enough cookies for everybody. Unfortunately, it's hard to push them through Zoom.
These are failed Rice Krispie Squares. They were
Okay.
made at the church for a bunch of people, but this is the first batch. There wasn't enough marshmallows, and they cracked apart, so they get given to him.
Okay. I mean, as long as you can eat them with a spoon, they work.
Right.
Okay. Are there any more questions, or shall we start our break now?
Let's start the break.
Start the break.
See you guys in 12 minutes.